Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jade and thank you so much for joining me today. Now today it looks a little bit different. We are filming in my room, so I've just got a little bit of a different background. Today I'm going to be talking about something that has only really happened recently, but I have walked over 10,000 steps every single day for just over a month. If you're interested in hearing all about it, then definitely keep on watching. I'm back guys, so I'm back from Europe. Dylan and I arrived around about a week ago and it has been so great coming back, and I've already posted through a video that showed our experience and our time in Greece and everything we got up to, the food that we ate, the exercises that we kind of did and things like that, and that actually prompted today's video. Today's video I'm going to be talking about, I got to do 10,000 steps a day for over a month. And some days I even did 20,000, 30,000, and that's just crazy. And I think as well, if you're a newbie or you're a beginner or even moderate, then you would totally understand what I'm saying. It is such an achievement to reach over 10,000 steps a day consistently. So I wanted to come on here and share with you guys things that I've noticed. One thing I've noticed a lot now, but maybe not so much in the very beginning, is that I feel like I have reduced my body fat and actually gained some muscle tone. So what I mean by that is now when I'm looking in the mirror and I'm looking at my body and my physique and everything like that, I can see that there is a reduction in my body fat, but then also I can see, for example, in my calves, my quads, and also like my legs, my hamstrings and my glutes and things like that. I feel like they actually have a little bit more shape now, and I feel like the consistent walking has really helped out with that. I definitely see a difference around my tummy area, and I definitely seem a lot less bloated. Something that I do try to do is when I do work out, I do keep my full body in mind. I'll go through phases of doing weight training and targeting specific areas of my body, but I am trying to contribute to an all over body reduction in fat and also helping to build muscle as well. So I found it really interesting that consistently walking over 10,000 steps a day, and some days it was definitely a lot larger than that, 100%, because we were traveling and we were checking out like the sites and the landmarks and things, so you didn't really notice that you were doing these really big step days. But I do think it definitely has made a difference, and it's totally contributed to my overall body mass and the toning of my muscles as well. To expand on the last topic, it was a great way to see the immediate town or city that was around us. So we ended up staying in like the heart of Venice, and that video is coming soon, but it was really amazing because we literally were 20-minute walk away from the San Marco Square, and that was amazing. That was so fantastic. So every day we would get up and we would walk, and we would just walk around the entire of Venice, looking at the landmarks, the different streets, and just wandering around, and it was so incredibly beautiful. But I noticed that usually in Australia we do a lot of driving because our neighborhoods or the location, how far we are from supermarkets, our work, and commuting to work as well. It all contributes and it all makes such a big difference to our days. And so being in the heart of a city and a town where we had free time, we did have like tours and things that we needed to do, so of course we wanted to make sure that we squeezed everything in, but it was a great way to notice the finer details of the city or the town. And also it was a great way just to stop and look at the world around you and actually really be in the moment, which I feel like I don't very often do, especially when I'm back here at home, because usually I'm on the go, I'm doing so many things, or I'm busy, or I'm getting ready for work, I gotta go, and like things like that. And also even when I am working out sometimes, I'm so focused on the next move, what I'm gonna be doing next, what was my weight range that I did last time, that I'm not actually thinking about the current moment. So it actually taught me a really big lesson of be in the moment, be really grounded, and try and be as present as possible. This is a really big one, but I noticed that I had better digestion. A little bit TMI, I know, but we were eating so much, and I noticed that I was definitely hungrier, and that was because of the consistent and constant walking, constant energy exertion. And so even though I was eating, I was still hungry. Oh, but I will say I didn't snack as much, so I think that's really worth mentioning. So instead of snacking as often as what I do normally here at home, I actually was eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then, you know, making sure that I finished everything, like those kind of details. But I noticed because we would be walking so much and walking everywhere, and I actually think it really helped with digestion because, you know, we definitely ate and we would sit and, you know, digest a little bit there and have like, you know, coffee or a drink or something like that. And then by the time, you know, say for example, it was dinner, then we would eat dinner. We would then have some sort of walk home that was definitely a minimum of 15 to 20 minutes. And overall, you just really felt a lot better. One thing that I will mention is I have been having the best sleep since doing over 10,000 steps a day. I feel like my body is now in a routine where it knows it's going to be walking, it's going to be exerting energy, it's going to be exercising. And also I am getting that mindfulness element and I am getting time to really think through things, make decisions, you know, all the time we're busy. It's definitely helping me have so much better sleeps because by the end of the day, I feel like, you know, I've really done as much as I can. I hit my goals, I smashed it. I get that element of taking that time out for myself, being super mindful of how my day went, what were my highlights, what were things I could work on. And so I just felt like it gave me so much better peace of mind. So the last amazing thing that I have noticed is that I've gotten to be able to socialize so much. Sometimes I get to share that with Dylan. I get to walk Ollie more often and spend good quality time with him. I get to catch up with friends on a phone call. I get to, when I was on holidays, you know, I spent a lot of quality time, as you saw in Greece, with my beautiful friends, Lucy and Corinne. And so I found that I actually got a lot of time back for myself as well. And I got that element of socializing, and sometimes the time just absolutely zooms by. Now it's time. I'm going to share some tips and tricks that I've learned along the way. So let's start talking about some ways that you can incorporate getting more steps in your day. One thing that I definitely utilize now that I'm back at work as well is going out for walks on my breaks. So that could be 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever break that you have. I mean, that's extra walking in your day that you didn't have previously, if you can squeeze it in and if it's appropriate for you. But I do think if you can squeeze in any extra walking throughout the day, it all adds up. Another thing that I have definitely done is I usually will park a little bit further away. If I need to commute to work, I will park in a car park and usually park a little bit further away. So I do have to do the extra steps and walk up the stairs, for example. And that's another great one. Instead of taking elevators or escalators, if you can do so, then definitely take the stairs. It helps, it gets your heart rate up as well. Another great thing that I mentioned earlier was walk and talk. So if you need to catch up with friends or, you know, give your mom a call, give your dad a call, give your family a call, then this could be a great way to do that, and make sure that you're checking in with people regularly. Or if you do not want to do that, then that's okay too, is just dedicate this time for yourself and just enjoy being in your own company. Something that I did today was I actually walked to where my errands were. So I wanted to go to Woolworths, so I actually walked to Woolworths today, and I only picked up one or two things. So I wouldn't suggest doing that if you know you're going to be doing bagfuls and bagfuls of items. But if you can, or you do realize, then, you know, it's just around the corner. Instead of driving, just go for a walk. This is something that I do when sometimes I do get to work from home, is that I will set reminders so I know when, okay, I've been sitting for quite a long time. What I'm going to do is, you know, I'm going to take a screen break because I do work on a computer all day. I'm going to take a screen break and I'm just going to go for a stroll throughout the house and, you know, look out the windows or go downstairs, play a little bit with Ollie. And so then you are getting up and standing up regularly throughout your day. If you're a beginner, just like I was, and you know, this is something I have definitely struggled with throughout my entire journey. It even happened to me today. So it's something that I am still working on, but these are some of the things that I would advise if you're dealing with walking boredom. So one thing that I really struggle with is being bored. I absolutely hate it. I cannot stand it. And one thing that really gets to me is if I'm walking on a treadmill at the gym, I can get over it very quickly if I'm not doing something, or I'm not reading or watching something. So I need something that will keep me engaged and keep me going. So because I noticed that this was a problem for myself, and especially I'm guessing our generation, because we're so used to being engaged, we're so used to being plugged in, that I came came up with a list of things that I've realized that have really helped me. Number one, listen to music or podcasts. And this has helped me so much. Some days I'm just in the mood for music. I'll put on a workout playlist and, you can walk and stretch to the beat and just keep on going. Or if you wanted to, get inspiration, be motivated, look into some podcasts that are very interesting to you or topics that you want to learn about. Another thing, and I definitely have done this, is explore new routes. So typically we might go on the same route because we know exactly what we're doing. You can just sort of go along and do it. Something that has been really cool and I have really enjoyed is definitely going down different routes. And this was something that happened all the time on our trip because we were changing where we were going, seeing different cities, but also, we would be going to completely new areas. So basically you're just exploring, and that's something that also really helps you be mindful in the moment, but it keeps you really engaged. That could be anything like, oh my God, this house has a really nice flower garden, or, oh, those trees look really lovely. And I know this sounds really mundane, but you'll be surprised. Explore different parks, go to beaches, just change it up. And something I mentioned before, walk with your friends or your family. So typically I would do this with Ollie and Dylan, and we'll go on a big walk together. We'll talk about our days, debrief, what we might have for dinner, or what's happening this week, or what do our schedules look like. Or we'll just burst out laughing, being silly, joking around, things like that. But it's a really great way to get some quality time with someone. Another really great thing is set goals. So I have a Fitbit and I always look at it, and I like to track my workouts and see different metrics like how is my heart rate going, how many steps am I getting in. And I find that's really helpful because if you're a numbers person, you kind of get motivated by, I'm only 2,000 steps away from the 10, like let's do it. If you're someone who is motivated by those numbers and those metrics, then definitely get a Fitbit, get like a smartwatch or something like that, or even just use your phone, use the step counter on your phone as well. So you don't need to buy anything new or anything like that, but it's a great way to keep track of what you're doing, and especially if you are trying to reach a specific number, and in this case it was 10,000 steps a day. But yes, definitely my biggest tip is I have really enjoyed being outside, going and just enjoying the fresh air and getting that change of scenery. A lot of the times I actually didn't notice how much I am inside. So getting out and about has actually been really helpful, not only just to have that change of scenery, but it contributes to my mental health, and then I'm getting great exercise out of it too. So all it is a great big old benefit. Oh my God, so this one was a really bad one, and I feel like nobody really talks about this very much, but how to deal with chafing. I mean, we're walking, we're being active, and it can come with chafing, and that is horrible. No one likes chafing. And I'm not embarrassed to say I suffered really bad chafing when I was in Greece, especially because it was so hot. Oh, and Venice as well. In Greece, it was so hot every single day. It said it was around about 24, but it felt like 30 to 35 every single day. And a majority of the items that I packed were skirts and dresses. So I only had a limited amount of pants, and I only took one pair of sport tights. Such a rookie mistake. Like seriously. So in saying that, since I've been back and since we went to cooler countries and stuff like that, I didn't need to deal with that. But now that I'm back at home, we are in full control and everything is all good again. Here are some tips that I would suggest if you are somebody that does deal with this. Wear the proper clothing. So one thing that was really important to me, like I mentioned earlier, was that I didn't have enough pants. And one thing that I'm always mindful of is when I'm exercising, I will typically wear tights because I get chafing on my thighs. I will wear tights that are definitely just above the knee or full length tights, just because when I'm exercising, my thighs rub together like so many other people. When I'm wearing sport clothing or just sort of nice soft pants, I realize that the friction is not as bad and it helps. One thing that I definitely do as well is if I do experience chafing, then I will use products like the Panthem or Purple Cream, things like that are nourishing for the skin again, and hopefully to try and repair. Another really important tip is to use the right underwear. If you are going to exercise or do these long walks and things like that, then definitely wear underwear that is breathable and that is comfortable for you. And I think we all know which ones are comfortable for us as individuals. And another really important thing, and I think the correct sports clothing really helps with this, but you want to keep your areas dry. So, if we're exercising and we're doing things, we're prone to sweating. So just try and keep as dry as you can. Another great tip is staying hydrated, because we're walking so much, we're doing so much exercise that naturally you are going to experience chafing. So you want to make sure that you're getting enough water in to help regulate that sweating if possible and if you can. It depends on the situation. Another really important tip is definitely wear the appropriate footwear. I feel like this helps so much, because also in addition to chafing, you don't want to have blisters either. And especially if you are going from not really walking very much and you are trying to, get these steps in, get your step level count up, then you're definitely going to want to use footwear like sneakers, running shoes, things like that, and make sure you're wearing nice comfortable socks. And if you need, I feel like we all do this, but make sure that you put band-aids where you think you are going to until you wear your shoes in. But if your shoes are worn in, then you'll be fine. So just an overview, guys, I am really happy with how my steps are going and how everything's going, and just getting that consistency, feeling those changes in my body, and actually feeling a significant change, I will say that. And I hope that this video has been helpful to you. Maybe you have some extra tips that you didn't really think about before. If you found this video helpful, then definitely hit that like button down below and subscribe and join this amazing community that we're slowly starting to build. And if you're a returning viewer, I cannot thank you enough for coming back and spending more time with me. I'm so glad to be back, and I can't wait to share so many more things with you. And also, I will say that I will be sharing my travel videos and the things that I got up to. I'll be sharing them alongside of just my general health and fitness videos as well. So don't worry, health and fitness isn't going anywhere. So I will be sharing both roughly at the same time. But wherever you are, I hope you're taking care of yourself and you're really enjoying being on your health and fitness journey. If you feel like you want to start your health and fitness journey, you can do it, and I totally believe in you. Just one day, just start, and maybe that does start with walking. Take care of yourself, guys, and I will catch you on the next video. Thank you so much for joining me today. Take care.